What is going on, everybody? Taylor here, and today I'm going to be doing my reaction / commentary to episode 5 of Loki. I've taken a couple of days off from doing these. I've had a couple of shows I've been doing. I've been watching the Olympics. My sleeping schedule's been all over the place. I've had a lot of stuff going on, but I'm very, very excited to jump in and get to rewatch episode 5 and actually get to sit with it, break it down a little bit. If you guys haven't watched the other reactions / commentaries I've done, I have seen all of the episodes at this point except for the final episode. Wanted to sit down, go back, rewatch, really get to take the show in, because usually the first time I watch something, especially a TV show like this with so much to take in, doing a second watch is the better time for me to do a reaction and a commentary because I'm actually catching on to things that I probably missed the first time and I'm not just super overwhelmed by everything that's going on. So let's just jump into this episode. I'm really, really excited to rewatch it because it's just stunning in so many ways. So let's do it. Loki variants, let's go! I know I've said it before, but I definitely think Loki needs to be in this intro. Especially now. Like, he definitely should have been before, but absolutely now. Gotta be in there somewhere, guys. Come on. Oh, I love the green and gold. It looks so good the way they did it with the logo. This shot is so cool. Love all the gold. Those gold elevator doors. Elevators are super top, super high on my list of fears, like legitimate fears, but those elevator doors are super cool. I love that design. God, the score too just kills it. Every single episode, this score. What a shot that is. That facial expression on the android head is terrifying. Yes, take me on the journey, score. Take me on the journey. I love the design of this city. Wouldn't really call it a city, but I kind of would. Like, the way the buildings are, like, it's just such a cool aesthetic. It gives this place so much character. This place, I would love to explore this place. So cool. The stuff that they've just done with the set. Man, the void is so cool. Remember I was talking about how I would love a Disney park or something to have a Lamentus you can visit? You should definitely give us the void we can also visit. Also, the design of Alioth is super cool. This giant cloud looking thing of doom that also looks like a dragon. The way it's like the lighting and it's just so cool. The design is fantastic.
And what if I said Loki wasn't dead? Not yet, anyway.
I'd say you were lying.
Maybe.
I love how Renslayer knows to use Loki against her. Both when she pruned him and then also saying, but maybe he's not dead. Maybe we can work something out. I don't know.
It's at the top.
It's interesting.
I want to know who lied to me.
I do feel like Renslayer's in the dark about certain things, but like she definitely knows more than she let on.
I can help you if you trust me.
She wants to be able to trust her. Pirate ship! Seriously, can we get a void at the end of time? Land somewhere. Please.
I'd like to suggest we take a quick breather so I can ask several thousand questions.
Tom, gotta keep moving so we don't die.
I can get behind that, but what's your plan? Don't die. Okay, understood, but beyond, don't die.
He's so plan-oriented. So
If
just...
you're Loki's, you should always have a plan.
Yeah, he's like, we need to know what's going on here. We can't just be winging this.
I don't even know how long it's been since New York.
He's so
Well,
flustered.
I got pruned.
He's overly sensitive like the rest of us.
Hang on. You're telling me that thing's a Loki too?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Fine. Willing to accept that.
Does Loki survive? That's just what we do.
Because Loki survived. That's just what we do. I love watching Tom as Loki, as our Loki, trying to process all this information. He's just so, like, so out of his element in the best possible way, especially around other Lokis.
Right. What was your Nexus event, Your Majesty?
I killed Thor.
That's so hardcore, dude. Yeah, he's like, oh, well, alright, that's... Yep. I definitely can't imagine our version of Loki ever being at the point where he legitimately wants to kill Thor. That's crazy stuff. That's Frog Thor! Man, I love how just freaking weird they were willing to go with this show.
You leave your glorious purpose there.
Something like that.
Did you leave your glorious purpose there? Something like that. AKA Sylvie is there, AKA absolutely my glorious purpose is still there. Also, the set of that little bunker, where it's essentially a recycled bowling alley, is kind of the coolest aesthetic I've ever seen. Once again, Disney, hit me up. Have your Loki-themed land. Have the wood at the end of time. Have a bunker-themed bowling alley with Loki variants. Come on, like, this is money. These are money ideas right here.
Hiding in the shadow.
Miss Minutes is so sketchy. Definitely knows more than anybody else.
Wait! What about the Void spacecraft?
Yes, the prototype.
The Void spacecraft? That is the weakest nonsense. Weakest nonsense I've ever heard. Why would they need a Void spacecraft? She's the worst.
Miss Minutes, where are the files on this time
Renslayer is the worst. I'm super fascinated to learn more about her character, hopefully next season.
Oh no, I think you would, if it's real.
Yeah, if it's real, get her.
Do you have any good memories?
Just one, really.
Go get him! Go get him, Sylvie! Go get your one good memory. I love how bewildered they are because they have no idea that that's not just death. I also love how she's like, you know what? I'm gonna go to the void at the end of time by myself. I'm gonna find Loki. I'm gonna do whatever I have to do, even if it means pruning myself. That is peak trope right there. I love
alligator for ground.
I love how they have Richard E. Grant, classic Loki, being the alligator translator. It's just so charming. I love it.
It's just, I've been wondering, because well, we're supposed to die, right? Thanos kills us after Ragnarok.
Oh, I love just how curious, insatiably curious he is.
Hid as inanimate debris. After I faked my death,
Can we just get another project where we have Richard E. Grant and Tom Hiddleston just playing off of each other, please? Because it's amazing stuff, really, just from an acting perspective.
Equation. Landed on a remote planet and stayed there in isolation, in solitude, for a long, long time.
God. That really just circles back with the whole theme that's being explored of, you know,
I got lonely.
Are Lokis destined to be alone? Do they only deserve to be alone?
Because we, my friends, have but one part to play. The god of outcasts.
Yeah.
Nothing.
It's so fascinating for Loki, our Loki, to have to really face this head on. With classic Loki saying that, with being caught in the time loop with Sif, confronting him about that.
Have any of you met a woman variant of us?
Sounds terrifying.
Oh, she is. But that's kind of what's great about her. She's different. She's not trying to take over the TVA. She's trying to take it down.
She's so impressed by her and so enamored and so just so connected and his glorious purpose.
So I'm gonna kill the shark.
He's so pumped up too. He believes everything that's coming out of his mouth. They're just... Oh, I love how they just laugh in his face about it, too. They're just not even a little bit on board with this. Nothing's gonna stop him from trying to get back to Sylvie, people.
Which one of us are you?
That was such a huge... Oh.
This is a nightmare.
I love how facing endless versions of himself he considers a nightmare. That's just amazing. But I definitely had a moment when we saw President Loki for the first time, because based on the teasers and trailers, I thought our Loki was going to be President Loki. Like, they were going to be the same. Like, the actual same. And that's not what we got, which is fine. But, yeah, I love the way they did that. Yep. That's such a cool effect. Absolutely terrifying. Such a close shot. She is brilliant. Her abilities, awesome stuff. I'm so excited about this character. Yes, Mobius! To save the day.
Be careful just jumping into a stranger's car like that.
That's such a dad thing to say. That is such a look. It is such an iconic look. I cannot wait to see 800,000 cosplays of that look, because I'd like to do one myself, actually. It's just so immediately recognizable.
About that.
You can't be serious.
Come on. What did you expect?
That was not exchange for shelter and
Loki
supplies.
does not have time for this.
How about this one? My army, my throne.
Can we get a President Loki spin-off series, please?
Beef-witted, half-faced scrubs?
Beef-witted half-face. Beef-witted half-faces. He just can't even deal with all these versions of himself. He's so done with it. This is just absolutely bonkers in the best possible way. I love this so much. I'd love to get a spin-off series where we just get Loki variants, like, in their own little world, just with this kind of stuff. It would be so good. Yes, run up those bowling lanes. This is just so cool.
We're broken. Every version of us forever.
We're broken, every version of us forever. That's heavy, man. That's some heavy stuff.
Approaching Alioth is a death sentence.
Yeah, Alioth is
We'll get you to it,
terrifying.
but that's as far as we go.
Loki with the tie and the rolled up sleeves look is just... Yep, just yes.
For the good guys.
Annihilating entire realities, orphaning little girls. Classic hero stuff.
Well, I guess when you think the ends justify the means...
I love that they explore that. It's like, you know, they have people that we're supposed to believe are the bad guys causing chaos, like the Sylvies and the Lokis. And you really go inside this organization that, you know, thinks that they're the overall authority doing good.
When I preened myself, I thought I might be able
And
to
it
find
really
Loki.
forces you to face, maybe we're not the good guys. Maybe the things that we're doing are not actually good. And I also love that she just said, I pruned myself to try and find Loki.
Find its heart or brain or whatever, and then, you know, do it in.
Do it in. Brilliant plan.
See? He's on board.
He's praying. Thinks we're going to die.
That's a fabulous line.
We can sneak around the back and,
Sneak around the back. How do you sneak around the back of a giant death cloud? Cool. Yeah. There's frickin' basically nothing left of that. That's... Yep. Might want to rethink your plan. Yep.
maybe we, think a bit more about this, huh?
I love the look that classic Loki is giving him.
Sylvie.
I love the look on his face when he sees Sylvie for the first time. Back. He just sprints toward her.
What happened? You okay?
He's so concerned. Oh, there's so much emotion in his voice. Oh my gosh. Ah, he loves it and is like, really? You came here for me?
We haven't decided how we're going to kill it, but
Sorry,
yeah.
come again. Kill it?
Yes, we're going to kill Alioth.
Oh my god, that was your plan.
Yeah.
And you all went along with it.
I was having
so.
my doubts.
She's super not impressed with that plan at all.
I'm going to enchant it.
She's so clever. And so done with dealing with all these men.
I've been down here a bit longer than you. I know
I'm
a thing or
going
two.
to enchant it.
She's not here for anyone to argue with her. She's like, I'm gonna do this. And yep. That scene of the back and forth between them, like, Sylvie is clearly the authority, clearly the one in charge, and Loki like kind of laughs off her idea, but then is also just like not gonna argue with her because come on now. Why would you? Like,
Never find them. Not before she does.
And why is that?
speaking some truths.
You only want it. She needs it.
Yup. And you made sure of that, Renslayer, when you went in and just effed up her entire life.
The TVA had arrested a lot of Lokis, but no, I don't remember an alligator.
Yeah, I don't think you'd forget an alligator.
Could be lying. The long con, of course, that just makes him more likely to be a Loki. It's always the game within the game with you guys.
I love
which I respect.
that logic. Could be a long con.
So just like that, you're turning on the very thing you devoted your life to.
Well, it's never too late to change.
Once again, highlighting the, there's always that choice. You can change. You don't have to be this one thing.
It's cold.
Is it cold, Loki? Do frost giants get cold? That's such a cool power. I wish I could just friggin' conjure a blanket whenever I wanted. I'm always cold.
Tell you what, you could conjure me a new outfit. You have no idea how uncomfortable something like this is.
Loki, conjure her a new outfit. Come on now.
Oh, right, about my Nexus event.
Total rubbish, right?
Absolutely, of course. I mean...
I don't mean that it wasn't, a nice moment.
No, it was great. It was really nice. It was
I think
great.
they both protest.
Sounds like another TV
Just
lie.
a little too
100%.
much.
I mean, totally.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Super smooth, Loki. Totally believe that you believe that. Especially with the way that you're freaking looking at her. He's so smooth! What a move! That is the move right there. He's so proud of himself too. Look at that little smile.
Is it a tablecloth?
No, it's a blanket. My pleasure.
My pleasure. And the lowered down voice just...
How do I know that in the final moments you won't betray me?
I betrayed everyone who ever loved me. I know what I did. And I know why I did it. And that's not who I am anymore.
That's not who I am anymore. I know what I did and I know why I did it.
Sure.
This is such
If we make it,
huge character development stuff for him in this
there
series.
might be a timeline.
It's amazing.
And then I'd finally be happy.
Okay, I need to just I need to pause it because I need to talk about this. His little sarcastic aw, and then I would finally be happy. From pretty much the moment we met Loki in the films, all he ever wanted was to rule. He felt like it was his birthright to have the throne. And that's been his mission ever since. First, it was the Asgardian throne that he didn't think Thor was ready for, which in the first Thor movie, Thor definitely was not mature enough or ready for the throne of Asgard, but that's a whole nother thing. And then, you've got the Battle of New York, where he's trying to take over Midgard. He wants to rule Earth and then expand from there. And so much of his character has been wrapped up in control, in being the ruler, in having a crown, in having a throne. And even at the very beginning of this series, he talked about how freedom is a lie, you know, and how his goal was to rule over people, and you know, like that was the whole thing. And now we're at a point where they're at the void at the end of time, and they're probably going to find at least somewhat of an answer to what they've been looking for. And there is the possibility that if they get to that point and get to the timekeepers or whoever is there, and they have that opportunity to rule over time, it's the highest level of anything he could have ever possibly wanted in terms of being a ruler, of having a throne, of ruling the timelines. And now we have someone he's come to care about saying, are you going to betray me? Are you sure you're not going to? Especially if the opportunity comes up and there's a timeline for you to rule. And sarcastically, he's like, yes, because that would make me happy. Like, just the amount of growth that we've seen from this character, it's just astonishing to me. And it makes me so happy because he doesn't have to be the same person with the same goals that we've seen in all these movies for him to be the god of mischief. That doesn't have to be the case. He can be a gray character. He can be someone who's not all good, not all bad, as he's been talking about in this series. And seeing him get to this point is just, it makes me so happy that we get this kind of character growth from Loki, that we've gotten to spend this kind of time with him and really see him turn into someone who has the capacity to and wants to care about somebody else. The way that he has this friendship with Mobius, the way that he's coming to care about Sylvie, you know, where he's so concerned for her safety and is willing to follow her in this journey. And the thought of ruling over the timeline, it's just, it's laughable to him at this point. And that's, all right, we're gonna keep going so we can get through this episode.
Maybe we could figure it out together.
Maybe we could figure it out together. He's so vulnerable in that moment in a way that we haven't really seen a lot, where he like is actually like, you know what? I don't know what the plan is after this. I have no idea. But let's face that together. And he's clearly like even nervous to say it as he's trying to push his way through it. But like, this connection that they have is just, it's so endearing. It's so good. Yeah, that's slightly intimidating. The fact that she, okay, we're pausing this again. The look on his face as she hands him over the tempad as a way to get back to the TVA. Her way to get back, she just hands it to him. When we first met these characters together and they were stranded on Lamentus and they were literally Loki wasn't trying to kill her, but Sylvia was more than willing to end him to get control of that tempad back that he had taken from her. And we spent a whole episode just with Sylvie essentially keeping him around because he had the tempad that she needed to get off of Lamentus. And she was just so done with him, but then she was even more done with him when he broke the thing. And now we're at a point, this just completely connects to what I was already talking about, where there's, like, we haven't spent as much time with Sylvie, obviously, because we just met her in this series. But we're getting those little glimpses of character development. Little ones that shows that she has at least some sort of positive feelings towards Loki. If you couldn't tell that from the frickin' blanket snuggly scene, and you couldn't tell that from the way that she sought comfort from him on Lamentus 1, and you couldn't tell that from her reaction when he was pruned right in front of her, and pruning herself to go find him, this moment is technically such a small moment, but it's huge. It's absolutely huge, especially with the look on his face as she hands him his ticket out of here.
I'm staying.
Yep, and he makes his decision that he's staying.
Loki, I don't even know if this is gonna work.
You go, I go.
You go, I go. Ugh.
Looks like you got away in the end. I always do.
I always do.
Burn it to the ground.
Yes, Mobius, burn it to the ground.
Thanks for the spark.
Thanks for the spark. Ugh. The evolution of their friendship has been so good. Yes, give him that hug. Come on. Yes. Ugh. Loki having friends and having like emotional connections with people.
You're my baby.
It's such a cool look. I love it. Absolutely terrifying. That is so cool! It just looks so good. It's just so aesthetically pleasing. Gosh, it's so epic. So epic. Yes. The magic users of the MCU are so dang cool. That shot! Oh. This is some cool AF stuff right here. Classic Loki with just... Oh. That is some crazy amount of power. What a distraction it is to be creating an illusion of Asgard. Oh.
What are you doing?
We're gonna entrap it!
Oh. Together. That is... Yeah, that's one hell of a distraction. I just can't get over it. Yes. There you go. Ah, this is the coolest. Oh, classic Loki is a real one. I'm so sad. I'm so sad to see him go. Richard E. Grant was so good. He's so good. Just at everything. Oh, what a shot. What a freaking... It's just so cool. The lighting is just perfect.
Open your eyes.
Open your eyes. It's making me emotional. That is just stunning. It's just absolutely stunning on every level. Love how they're still holding on to each other. Together all the way. You go, I go. Oh, what a final shot of the episode. Oh. Guys. Oh, it's so good. So I feel like I spent a lot of time during that video actually talking. I can take my freaking glasses off now, so I'm not getting a glare now that I'm not watching that anymore. Yeah, this episode to me is so great for so many reasons. First of all, because you get to spend a lot of time with the Loki variants. Not a lot of time, but you get to spend a good portion of the episode with more Loki variants, which is such a fun thing to get to do. They all absolutely crush it. You get to see Loki learning what not only is it like to deal with himself, but so many different versions of himself and just how absolutely chaotic that is, and he's just so done with it basically immediately. But you get the super cool world building, like the bunker bowling alley set piece is incredible. The effects that you've got with the magic and with Alioth and with the void at the end of time opening at the end of the episode, it's just stunning, absolutely gorgeous stuff. Once again, the score is just giving so much emotional punch to keeping you going on this journey and to really supplying the undertones of emotion and of the storytelling, and it's just continues to be fabulous in every possible way. And like I said during my kind of big pause there, where you're just getting the levels of character development that you're getting for Loki specifically, but also for Sylvie. You're getting these great character moments that just get to breathe, that we've got to follow along with since the first episode, that are really paying off with every new episode that you get, when things that Loki, right out of the Battle of New York, would not be saying. He wouldn't be sarcastically laughing off the opportunity to rule over a timeline, because that would finally make him happy. And you wouldn't be getting these moments where he is emotional to see Sylvie and Mobius again. And it's just so fascinating to me that, we got to go back and jump back and see our New York Loki, seeing as the timeline we were following along with was killed by Thanos. But you're getting that version of a character who essentially lives through those things by getting shown them at the TVA. But also having to confront a whole new journey by having to confront, what's going on with the TVA and the kind of horrible things that they're doing, and how, for someone who is the god of mischief and is supposed to only bring pain and suffering, really is not a fan of what the TVA is doing. And especially after he meets Sylvia and learns about her story and what the TVA did to her. And it's just, I just love it. I'm so thankful that we got this show, that we got to spend this kind of time with this character, and that we got Sylvie as a new character out of it. And I'm really, really hoping that we get more of her. I'm assuming she's going to be in the second season. I don't foresee anything happening in the finale that would make that not the case. And so we'll, season 2, we'll get to really explore a lot of her character development, because we got her character introduction in season 1, and then we'll, the second season will be a lot having to do with her character development and her journey, like we've gotten with Loki from this season. And I don't know if this is going to happen, but I'm really hoping that we also see her in Multiverse of Madness. I hope Multiverse of Madness is Wanda and Stephen Strange and Loki and Sylvie, and I'm assuming Spider-Man as well. But I really want just our clan of magic users. Just, I'm so excited for that movie, especially with the implications that we're getting from the series learning about the sacred timeline and the TVA and kind of how all that works. So I'm absolutely in love with this show, and I'm so happy that we got it as someone who's been a Loki fan since the moment we got him in the MCU in the very first Thor film. So what did you guys think of the episode? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. As always, all my links to my social media are down in the description if you want to find me there. I also have a Patreon link down there if you'd like to check out exclusive content. That would be very much appreciated. As always, I seriously appreciate all your guys' support on all the different projects that I do and all the different videos that I put up. It really means the world to me, so thank you, and I will see you all next time.